Hey everyone, welcome. We're going to take a look at a more challenging problem that involves ratio and fraction. Let's get started by reading and figuring out what this problem is all about. During a recent shopping trip, Kriya borrowed money from her brother and sister to pay for new clothes and shoes. Later that week, she withdrew all of her savings from the bank and kept 1/5 of the money for herself. She divided the rest of the money to pay back her brother and sister at a ratio of 1:3. So it looks like her sister gave her more money than her brother. Cool. Part A, what fraction of the total savings did her brother receive? And B, if she paid her sister back $120, how much money did Kriya have in savings initially? All right, since this is a two-part question, I'm going to go back and start to build our unit bars to try to create a relationship, and then probably we're going to be able to really understand what's going on. All right, so let's start with the situation where Kriya borrowed money, but she withdrew her savings from the bank and kept 1/5 of it. All right, so I think we actually have to think about all of Kriya's savings. I'm going to put that right here. So in the bank originally, let's just label this bank, Kriya had a chunk of money. And I'm just going to draw this bar to represent the chunk. We'll use green because the color of money. She took all of it out and kept 1/5 of it for herself. So if I divide this unit bar into 5 parts, we know that this first unit is what she kept herself. And that means that the rest of the units is what she used to pay back her brother and sister. So we're dealing with 5 units and breaking it down. This initial model, the bank model, is what we call a part-to-whole model. It's showing Kriya's amount to the whole, all of her savings. But I think we're going to be able to better solve this if we break it down. Let me label this before I forget. So this is Kriya's amount. And then the rest of this is what her brother and sister got. So we'll just label that just so we remember how it's going to break down. All right, let's move this up and just keep working. She divided the rest of what she had to pay back her brother and sister at a ratio of 1:3. Oh, this is working out really well. Let's do this. Kriya, if you remember, kept 1/5, and so that's represented by just 1 unit. Then she paid back her brother and sister at a ratio of 1:3. We're going to use a B for her brother, and he's also going to get 1 unit. And her sister got the rest, which compared to her brother is 3 units, so, or 3 times as much. So her sister gets 3 of these guys. Okay, 1 unit for Kriya, 1 unit for her brother, and 1 unit for Kriya's sister. The first question says, what fraction of the total savings did her brother receive? Well, if we can look at it, he gets 1 unit out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, we knew that the bank was divided into 5 parts, so the fraction is 1/5. Just like Kriya kept 1/5 for herself, her brother received 1/5 of the savings as well. She apparently owed him that much. And then finally, part B asks, if she paid her sister back $120, how much money did Kriya have in savings altogether? So we want to know what all 5 of those parts equal. We're going to do that by labeling what we know and what we don't know. Notice that this is the first time we've actually had a value. We were able to figure out the fraction that her brother received without knowing at all any amounts of money, because all of these quantities are related to each other, and we can just use the unit bars to make relationships without working with real numbers. Now that we have a real number, we're going to take advantage of it. We know that her sister received $120. I'm going to label it right here. These 3 units are equal to $120. And what we want to know is how much did she take out of savings initially. So what is this complete amount? And let's label that with a question part. We know that part of it is $120, but we want to know the rest. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to figure out what is the value of 1 unit. For her sister's 3 units are equal to $120. So 1 unit, and I'm going to abbreviate and just use U, is equal to 120 divided by 3. Well, I know 3 goes into 12 4 times, so it should go into 120 10 times more than that. It's $40. So 1 unit is $40. Well, that's pretty easy. Then we know that Korea got $40, her brother got $40, and their sister got $120. All together, they make up 5 units. So you could add up each of these, 40 plus 120, or you can take 5 units times $40, and 5 times 4 is 20. Add my 0, that's $200 in total. It looks like Korea started with $200 of savings in the bank. And that's it. Gotta go.